Alright, hey y'all, welcome back to another edition of SnackTime Sports. In this video, we'll be talking about where Archie Manning could go in next year's draft. I have some ideas, but I'm not entirely sure where he could go, but I'll list some teams here for you guys to analyze for yourselves. There are definitely plenty of teams that would like to take him, but I'm going to give you some teams that would have the chance to draft him in the next year's draft if he goes first overall, so let's get into it. One team I have drafting him is the New Orleans Saints. Mainly because they don't have a quarterback right now. They have Tyler Show and Spencer Rattler, and they don't have Jameis Winston anymore. So he plays with the Giants now. So it's going to be tough for them to. And they were in on Aaron Rodgers, I think, but he signed with the Steelers, obviously. So they only have Tyler Show and Spencer Rattler on the team with the quarterbacks, and those guys are not starting caliber quarterbacks. I mean, Spencer Rattler has they both have I guess promise, but it's like they're not gonna. We're not gonna know until they play, right? So I'm curious to see what the Saints are gonna do this year with the quarterback. They might get Kirk Cousins, but it's only like a 1 year deal, right? So I mean, we're talking about next year. So and I could see Arch Manning going here, going to the Saints here because they don't have a quarterback right now. They really haven't had a franchise quarterback since Drew Brees, I think. So they could really use another one, I think. Every team could use a franchise quarterback, right? But like the Saints have been struggling with a quarterback, with not having quality quarterback play for the longest time now. So they really could use some strong quarterback play here. I think Arch Manning can offer that to them, so. It would make sense for Archie to play there too because Archie Manning actually played for the Saints too. So it would be like a slam dunk home run pick for the Saints if they draft him there. They get the number one overall pick, which I mean, that's the question, right? Are they going to have a bad enough season where they'll get the number one overall pick? I don't think they will. So they outside of quarterback, they have a pretty strong roster. Otherwise, like they have Alvin Kamara, they have Chris Olave, they have Cam Jordan. They'll be fine. I think they'll be like a mediocre team this year because they just don't have a quarterback right now. So, I mean, especially since Derek Carr retired and Jameis Winston is gone now, they clearly need a quarterback. They're going to need a quarterback here shortly. And I don't think they have. I mean, I'm curious to see what they're going to do this year because I don't know what they're going to do yet. They could get Kirk Cousins, but I think he just signed a deal with the Falcons, right? He just signed something, didn't he? I'm not totally sure about that, but I think they could get Kirk Cousins, Well, they may just ride with Tyler Shaw and Spencer Rattler, which I don't think is going to go well for them. But I mean, if they're going to tank then for Arch rather, then that's the way to do it, right? Start those two quarterbacks and just have a tank season, tank for Arch, and draft him in next year's draft. So another team I could see taking him is the Cleveland Browns. Even though they drafted Shedeur Sanders and Dylan Gabriel this year, I don't really see them. I guess I don't see Dylan Gabriel panning out the way they want him to. Shedeur Sanders has potential. He definitely has potential to pan out, but I mean, it's gonna be difficult for them to actually pan out when there's 5 quarterbacks on the roster already, right? I mean, someone has to get cut by the beginning of the season, right? So we'll see what happens with that. But I can see the Browns picking him up solely because they're QB purgatory right now. They really haven't had a quarterback since Baker Mayfield, So I mean, you could make the argument that they had Deshaun Watson, but Deshaun Watson's is a bum, he didn't bring anything to the team when he started, last year. So one last team I could see take Arch Manning in the first round of next year's draft is the Tennessee Titans, and I'll explain why. While the Titans just drafted their franchise quarterback, quote unquote franchise quarterback, in Cam Ward with the first overall pick in this past draft, I don't know if he's gonna pan out the way they want him to, and if he doesn't, then Arch Manning's gonna be right there for them to take if they play bad enough to the point where they get the first overall pick. So, but then again, Arch Manning cannot be the first overall pick, right? He could be the second or third pick overall. So I mean, it depends on how he plays this season, I think, too. There's a lot of factors that go into it, so it's like, we're not gonna know until he plays, right? Until I think he's the consensus number one overall pick as of right now, but I don't know if he's gonna be that after he plays the season at Texas. So we'll see what happens with that. So now, granted, I could be wrong about everything I've just said in this video, but if I'm wrong, let me know in the comment section below what you guys think, where Archer Manning's gonna go in next year's draft. I mean, we don't know right now. It's too early to predict, right? But here I am predicting it. So, I mean, he's pretty much the consensus number one overall pick, right? Like he's gonna be the number one overall pick, I believe. So it just depends on which team is the worst in the NFL next year, right? Like I want to say the Browns are gonna be the worst next year, because just because they don't have the best, just because they don't let me see if I can get out of here. Just because they have their roster really does not speak that much to me. Like they don't have they drafted Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders, right? They let Nick Chubb go. They don't really have a running back. Don't really have a strong offensive line either. Their defense is something else too, but it's that's a whole other animal, I think. So, but I just think the Browns are gonna be the worst team next year. I don't know for sure though, so we don't know, right? We don't know. So just feel free to flame me in the comments if you think I'm wrong. So that's what this platform is for, right? I'm encouraging you to do it. So please do it so I can learn. Thank you, appreciate it, and thanks so much for sticking around for this video. You guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section below what you liked about it. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I plan on doing more. It's summertime, so it's kind of hard to really find stuff to talk about for the NFL. I might branch out to other sports too, but we'll see what happens with that. So, but yeah, thanks guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you later. Thank you. Bye.